Auction time. This is a 3G series auction. 3G01. This is a raw Coastal Plains chert or Flint River chert from Georgia. Blade, leaf-shaped blade. Uh, 6 5/8 by 2.5. Made this off camera. It's not on video. Sharpened all the way around. Didn't have any major issues with it. There was a little glitch up here, but I tried to get most of that out. You know how the step fractures, they end up being back to back? Well, I think I managed to pick that one out. All right. But that was the only major issue on this one. It napped pretty well. Sometimes when I attempt to get these thin, they dive. So this flake, one of these flakes, looked like it wanted to dive in, but it didn't. It didn't, so it was good. All right. $3G02. Same thing, raw Coastal Plains or Flint River chert, 6 inches by 2 inches. Yeah, this stuff, as long as it doesn't contain any cortex, they end up napping well in the raw state. Now it's got little defects in the stone, right? Sometimes you'll have these little voids and stuff, but they're not a big deal in most cases. Sharpened all the way around. All right. 3G03. Another this one is a heat treat. This one's not raw. 6 inches by let's see, almost 2 1/4. You can tell there's some of the heat treat surface still on here. Right? I bifaced it, heat treated it, and then reduced it down. You can kind of tell that it's easier to send in flakes in a planned way on the heat treat. You know, I can set up platforms and be pretty much, I pretty much know where these flakes are going to go. It's much easier. Well, sometimes it can be much easier to flake the heat treat. Generally, it's easier, and sometimes much easier. In this case, it was much easier. All right, so yeah, sharpened all the way around. Still has the same translucency. I can't tell a difference, if there is any difference between this and the raw stuff when you try to look through or hold it up to the light. Alrighty. 3G04. This is a heat treat. I think this is a 450 degree heat treat, or 475. It's on the upper range. Let's see, 4 3/8 by 1.5 inches. Small enough to be in that little dart point. 480 grains. Yeah. Sharpened all the way around. I don't know. I don't think I made this one on video. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, these first four, I don't think I made any of them on video. All right. $3G05. This one is on video. I had some issues with the concrete there. Concrete areas are always an issue. I tried sharpening it, right? It is sharpened all the way around. I didn't really pick on it too much because it's I didn't want to lose a width on this one. Let's see. I don't think I measured it yet. 4 3/4 by 1.5 inches. And let's see. $626 grains. So it's a bit hefty, right? Yeah, this spot right there. This was the flake that was supposed to flatten that out, but it popped out too soon. I guess it's hard. It's the material is really hard in this area. But that's the only spot that I wish would have been removed. Everything else worked very well. If I were to narrow this down, I could try to take that out, but it's not worth it. Yeah, it's got a nice coloration to it. In this lighting, you can't see it that well, but you can see it a lot better in the video. Okay. $3G06. 2 obsidian points. This one has translucency in it. I would consider this a high grade obsidian. The typical type of obsidian that looks like glass. There are some bottle glass colors that come close to this, but they're not quite. This is on video. And this one, it's not translucent, right? It's more of a dacite. However, there was some mahogany obsidian mixed in with this, so it's a mahogany obsidian type, but it's just black, right? It'll nap just like mahogany obsidian. But some people call this black butter obsidian. Some people call it black butter dacite. There really is no difference there. If this was red, it'd be mahogany obsidian. It's the same stuff, right? In this particular case, this was mixed with the red, but I just trimmed off the red stuff. There was very little of it on this particular spall. I trimmed it off. Sometimes you'll see on other spalls a streak of red going through there, or even a big patch of red going through. But anyway, just to give you an idea, it is on video. Both of these are on video. Sharpened all the way around. Okay, let's see. Did I measure these on video? I don't remember. Almost 3 inches by 1 3/4. 2 5/8 by 1 1/4. $208 grains. 320 grains. Okay, both of these are together under the same item number. Okay. 3G07. This is raw Georgia jasper. There was one nodule. This is on video. It broke in half. I'm offering these two together so that you can try knapping this stuff. It does knap well in the raw state, but it can be heat treated. I left this one unnotched so you can do whatever you want with it. Leave it like this or notch it. It is sharpened all the way around. This particular piece is 280 grains. 2.5 by almost 1.75 inches. Let's see. Yeah. Very nice material. I like it. This part has some translucency to it. The other does not. So jasper usually is not translucent, right? So I guess this is a combination of chert and jasper, but jasper is a variety of chert. But yeah. Nice looking stuff. Okay. Both offered together under the same item number. $3G08. I made this late last night on video. It's a Hernando, or in Texas we call these Catahoula, and there's some that look like this in East Texas or in Louisiana, but it's Georgia chert, so I guess it would be better called a Hernando point because they were actually made from this stuff. Partially translucent, nice colors. It is raw, right? I think these are raw pieces. Let me think about this. Wait a minute. No, this is a heat treat. It is a heat treat. Okay, 2 inches by 1.25 inches. It is a heat treat. Sorry about that. 90 grains. And yeah, I'm gonna try to remember. This stuff, I didn't heat it as hot as the butterscotch variety. So I think this is heated to 425 or 400 even. It was a little bit crusty in some areas, but you can see it on video. It is sharp. I tried to get the edges really straight. Tried to get the point really thin. It worked out pretty good. The notches on the Hernando points that I saw online were not this deep, but with the heat treat, it wasn't too difficult to get these notches put in. All right. Now the boxes of stuff. 3G09 is a box of brokes and bifaces. Various, let's see, is it various? Yeah, they got some variety in here. It's mostly that Georgia chert. This is a heat treat. Biface. 4 3/4. 450 degrees. Should nap nicely. Okay. This one is 450 degree heat treat as well. 4 inches almost. Biface, nothing wrong with it. This one is raw. RW is raw. Biface, nothing wrong with it. I don't see any cracks. I do see, yeah, I spoke too soon. There is a defect right there. I said nothing wrong with it, but there's a defect right there. It doesn't go very deep though, right? Let's see. Yeah, that's just a straight up and down thing. So you can shoot a flake from back here. There's enough meat on this biface, I think you can clear that off. Yeah. Let's see, this one is a heat treat that broke. And I don't know if I did this one on video. Broke it on video or not. These do break. Yeah, heat treat. I just don't know what temperature. Probably 450. Or maybe even 475. HT is heat treat. And let's see. This one's, yeah, Georgia Chert heat treat 450. This one is raw. I could have kept this one for myself and made the pieces into points, but I'm gonna let you guys do it. Let's see, 4.5 by 4 on this one. Okay. This one is Texas Chert, and I think, yeah, it is heat treat. After I broke it, I heat treated it, so it should nap pretty well. It does. I don't think this stuff naps as well as the Georgia Chert, but it does nap pretty well. And there may be an issue right there with that. I don't know. Yeah, just be aware of that. Okay, and then we got 2 more. I think these are heat treats. Yeah, 450. I wrote that on there after. You can tell it. You can kind of tell that some of these were heated after I wrote on them. Like, see, I wrote this first, and then I heated it, and the ink tends to fade if I write on it before. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, that's it on this box. Broke some bifaces. All from this past week. Okay. Got a 3G10 box of various small flakes, raw and heat treat. Some of these are on video. I think this stuff is the flakes I got from making this, or from spalling some of the original nodule. Yeah. A lot of this is swirly stuff, and then there's a mix. You get the swirly stuff, and you also get the butterscotch mixed in with the swirly. And you get the jasper in here. A lot of these are normally just waste flakes, but they're flat enough that you can just quickly shape it into something. Most of this is heat treat. Yeah, some of this changes color, but a lot of the color is only on the outside. So just be aware of that. That's a little bit of butterscotch right there. Some of this will change color when you're napping it. It'll get lighter because the darker reddish is only on the surface on a lot of these. A lot of this stuff. It looks darker than it actually is. You know what I mean? But anyway, these are not big flakes. These are all like 2 inches and under. Yeah, they're all like 2 inches and under. Some of them may be a little clunky and curved, but some people want to make little little pendants from these and stuff, so I don't throw them away. Not when it's this colorful. I'll be offering boxes like this for sale. Okay, it's about 2.5 pounds of material. Okay. It's almost 3 pounds in these boxes. When I stuff them really full, 3G11, another box of flakes. This is all heat treat. Yeah, these are larger than 2 inches. All right, about 2 inches, 3 inches. There's not as many, but they're larger. Some of them might be a little bit smaller too. They're around 2 inches. So 2 inches and larger for these. All right. All heat treats. Some of them. This one's got nasty limestone in it, but you might be able to get something out of that part. For the most part, they're flat enough so you can just trim around the edges. All right. So try to fill these boxes as full as possible. There are some larger, thicker pieces. You know what I mean? And there's this type too, really thin. So you get a variety of stuff. They range from really thin to kind of thick. All right. I think I weighed one of these full boxes. It was like 2 pounds, 14 ounces or something. That's the most I can get in there. 2 pounds and 14 ounces. So just give you an idea how much it weighs. All right. These are in no particular order. 3G12. This is mixed flakes also on the small side. Raw and heat treat. And this actually contains Texas chert as well. One of the other box of small flakes was all Georgia chert. This is mixed with Texas. So this is Texas stuff. It's all heat treat, as far as I know. I might have a high quality raw piece in here. There might be some high quality raw pieces, but I think it's all heat treat. But if it's not a heat treat, then it's a high quality raw. Yeah. But the Georgia stuff is all heat treat, except for the Jasper. I think the Jasper is not heated. This is for sure heat treat. Okay, so you got an idea. This Texas stuff. So they range in size from about this big to this big. Okay. And if it's not totally full, I will add more to it. And it's probably, yeah, it's going to be Georgia heat treat if I add more to it. But it looks like it's pretty full. Okay. That was 3G12. All right, last but not least, 3G13. This is a box of Texas heat treat. I did weigh this one, 2 pounds, 13.7 ounces. This is all Texas, Central Texas chert heat treat. Okay, these pieces are more than 2 inches. So they're in the 2 to 3 inch range, and a lot of them are spalls. I consider that a spall, right? There's no modification after the fact, and they're not very thin. This is what I call a flake. It is thin. So the difference between spalls and flakes are just the thickness. This is I consider it a spall and not a flake because it's pretty thick. Okay, it's all Texas, Central Texas heat treat. I tested them out. I took at least one flake off of each in most cases, if I didn't know for sure if it was easy to nap. I took a flake off of there. So these should all be easy to nap, relatively speaking. It's not going to be as easy as Obsidian or Keokuk, heat-treated Keokuk, or some of the heat-treated Burlington and stuff. But it is going to be much easier than the raw stuff, or much easier than this in the raw state. Right? And easier than high quality raw. Okay? All right. Okay, rules. Please bid in the comments section under one of my pre-populated comments showing the item number and a timestamp where the item appears in the video. I will like your comment if I see it. Okay, that's very important. I will like your comment. I will check periodically to see who is bidding and who is commenting. And, just check to see if I like it. If I didn't like your video right away, sometimes I can't get to it right away, but just check back in a few hours or whatever, and I should have a like on it. Now, as the time approaches the end of the auction, I will check more often. I'll check every 5 minutes or so, maybe every 15 at the most. And as it gets closer to the closing time of 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll check every minute. Okay. Sorry, there's some interruptions. Anyway, the auction ends at 9 p.m. Eastern, or 8 Central, 7 Mountain, or 6 Pacific. At that time, I will announce the winners. I'll start announcing at 9:01 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Try not to bid at the last minute. I'm using YouTube's time tracker of the comments. It's not always accurate. It's off by about 2 minutes in many cases. It does put the comments in the correct chronological order. So the last one on the list is usually the last person to bid in real time. But the actual time on the comments is not always accurate. So just be aware of that if you plan to bid at the last minute. If you're one of those guys that bids at the very last minute, just be aware sometimes I won't count your bid if YouTube says you're too late. Okay? Shipping is free in the U.S. International shipping is not free. For international, I'll add $20 for a first-class package, and I'll add $30 for small flat rate, and it goes up from there. If it ends up where if you order a lot of stuff and I have to put it in a medium flat rate box or something, I need to check the prices, but it'll be more. Okay. I'll probably add $40 to the medium flat rate box. Okay. I will provide tracking numbers. I accept PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, check or money order. I can also send you an invoice that you can pay by card. Okay, the invoice will be sent to your email, and you just click on the link, and it'll bring you to a place where you can pay with your debit card or credit card. Winners will be announced at 9:01 p.m. Eastern. I will reply to the winning bid with a cut and paste type of response, sold with the item number and the price. Please email me your name, address, etc. to jackcrafty2@gmail.com. If I've already done business with you, you don't need to do all that. I already have all your stuff on file, all your information. If you're new, make sure that I know your YouTube name, your real name, so I know who you are, and your address so I know where to send it, and your method of payment. Like I said, I accept different types of payment. Okay? Let's see. There's a more complete description of the rules in the description box. If you have questions, please email me. Okay? If there's any issues, like I can't see your comments or you're not able to post, you can send me an email. Lately, the guys that seem to have trouble posting also seem to have trouble sending me emails. So it could be on your end, but you never know. It could be on my end too. My internet is intermittent here, but it's still pretty good here. It's better here in Texas than it is up in Vermont for sure. All right. I think that's it. And I hope you guys had a good weekend and good luck.